I'm telling you, every day when I wake up in the morning, I feel like why I was spending too much time in the boardroom. Why, why, and why? But nothing to regret. But I'm telling you, the level of creativity that I do possess and the level of technology that I see in this company is just a click of a button. It gives me an inspiration that, okay, wow, this is the company I've been looking for.
Welcome back to Value Seller Talks with Deepak Bajaj, where we explore how extraordinary people create extraordinary value. And today we are welcoming back a very special guest, Benno, a dynamic leader from Tanzania, Africa, who has journeyed from the world of corporate finances to the front line of community empowerment and entrepreneurial growth. Benno is currently the CEO of Nordland International Tanzania Limited, a wellness and entrepreneurship focused organization helping people achieve not just better health but financial independence. With over 2 decades of experience across Africa and the UK in finance, strategy, compliance, and digital transformation, Benno brings a rare mix of analytics, rigor, and purpose led leadership. From boardroom to grassroots initiative, from tax advisory to agri-businesses, Bedo is driven by a vision of sustainable development and empowerment. And we are thrilled to unpack that with him today. So welcome back, Deno, on Value Seller Talks.
Thank you, Deepak. It's always an honor to be on this platform, and it's good that you are citing some of the very wonderful transition from corporate finance to wellness and entrepreneurship, a journey which wasn't easy at the beginning, but I call it a career shift, and it's merely a spiritual calling. After decades working across Africa, UK in tax compliances, tax strategies, business transformations, and then I began feeling that I think I have more responsibility to return to the society, and that's how I felt like it's now my another calling, and I have to seek something which is meaningful and beyond the boardrooms, as you cited very clear. My job has been waking up, doing financial model, waking up, doing tax computations, depreciation, all that, call it, name it. But now I'm in a situation where I have a platform, combined health transformation with economic empowerment, a bit more advanced, a bit more fruitful, a bit more with a certain passion, a passion that I've been having for many years. And as I speak to now, to me, I don't just speak like a business a leader, but I speak as a human being leader, where I lead people to transform their health, and I lead people also to transform their wealth.
Wow. So first of all, welcome back. It's your second participation, but now this time as a CEO. So how this transition happened when from a person who is getting easy money, means not easy money, obviously you are doing a lot of work, but every month you are getting a paychecks, a comfortable life, a very beautiful, position which you have in your organization. And now moving from starting a company right from the bootstrap. So how this transition happened?
Yeah, the transition happened in a very a strategic manner, and as I mentioned to you, my passion has been there, and it comes from one of the most emotional situations that I usually don't want to lay it down, but I will lay it down today, and this comes from my own mother, who had some serious conditions ever since when I was 3 years old. So all the years, all the countries that I've been working, I've been looking for different solutions to support my moms. And my mom has been a testimony to all these solutions around the world. from Congo, where I used to work. I used to come to natural herbs, DRC, Kinshasa, Ghana. I went to Brazzaville. I went to UK, and that's where I realized the value of natural herbs. I used to come up with some drops to support my parents, and it has been there for a number of years. And again, as you could see, my journey was more of coming up front in the media, having a lot of visibility on everything that I'm doing. That was a preparation towards having a meaningful a job that I can do and pay back to the community. As I mentioned to you, the journey has not been like an abrupt shift from finance to wellness. No, it has been a journey of empowering individuals, suggesting to the community, being myself a testimony of this wellness. My life has never been an easy joke since when I was in primary schools, then secondary schools. I've undergone so many health challenges. And over the recent, I got a final call from, I call it a God's call, because I've been hospitalized at some point in the ICU for 21 days, to an extent that my classmates had to contribute for me to pay for the bills. And my son was engineering this. And sometimes in November again, I felt seriously sick with H. pylori for 2 weeks plus. And that's when I said no. And I remember yourself, you were saying, okay, let's have a session. I said, I'm unwell. And this company, so-called Noland product, made it wonderful. And it is the time that I said, okay, I have to make this decision and move now.
Yeah. So the point which you mentioned, especially the old age conditions, and the specifically the some of the terms which you have used, these are very common. It's impacting each and every individual on this planet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but it's still, it's a very tough decision also, because you have one time, you have a responsibility, you have a one source of income, right? In the form of your salary. Now, starting from the grounds up, how you are able to manage that?
The transition was well managed because, as I said, sometimes in September, I went to China for Green Belt and Road and Green Belt initiatives, where I could be inspired as well with the Chinese natural herbs, and I could be inspired with the way the Chinese life is. You can find I was someone who was 90 years old climbing out Great Wall, someone who was 70 years old climbing out Great Wall, and us youngers who were not able to climb the Great Wall and finish on time as they could do. So that was even an inspiration. But to answer your question, it was not an easy decision to say, now I am moving and I switch my job. But what I can tell you, I've been a champion of starting up companies. These companies, they start from scratch. They usually don't have a single cent in their bank account. I started with Helios Tower of Africa as a greenfield. I started with a company called Tower of Africa as a greenfield. I've been a transformer of a company called Global Packaging. I found 0 and 0 and 0. So all these companies, few to mention, without compromising their privacy, they literally don't start with anything in the pocket. They start with the mindset and the idea that this is possible, and they use us to develop it. It's the same approach. I said, okay, let me resign and offer 1 month notice, and then the salary for this 1 month notice will be on my initial capital. And just to let you know, the capital for this is just a membership. So I joined as a member to get a treatment at the cost of $200. And the moment I got this product, and the moment I saw how worth they are this product, looking at the possibility of the 70 million Tanzanian people in the country, this Africa is a huge continent, and having understood that there are a number of citizens, they might have been in the same situation like me, I would rather employ and take out this 1 month notice worth thoroughly and start abruptly. And the decision was a real decision. If you look at If you look at all these literature on rich daddy and all that, the paradox of the poor and the rich, the only difference among them is just the decision, really. There's nothing else other than decision. The moment you make a decision and you are ready to go, you press a button, and that's it. And again, in life, and this is a call for everyone, you should not be focusing on work. When I was in UK, we had 3 things that you should always care. www. You don't care about weather, and you don't care about the other W, and you also don't care about the work. The work is a stream, it's a bridge to take you here to there. It's not something fundamentally you should say, okay, all my skills, all my knowledge, everything else should be focusing on this work. And what if you fall sick? In life, you should have some plans, A, B, C, then the like. That's what I had, so many plans in place. But also, as you understand, I've been a registered tax consultant, and I'm a consultant that I have different companies that are running. And I thought it's good for me to step out and work for my own business that is inspiring my life and my family at large.
You are an inspirational to many people who are listening to us, especially the people who are thinking to take a decision. But yes, you rightly mentioned a step between, a big difference between a poor and a rich, or maybe a mediocre and a rich, I should say, not a poor, but mediocre and a rich is the decision. So you are giving a one boost to these people who are listening that yes, if they can take a decision, whatever they want to start, but let's start something of their own. So thank you so much, Benno, for giving this powerful message. Nordland, you are a brand ambassador of Nordland in Tanzania. But tell us about what is Nordland all about?
Oh, perfect. Nordland is not just a product company, actually. I would call it a movement. Nordland is one of my the best brand I've ever come across. Actually, it's an international company with its head office in China and its international office in USA. And this company has got so many other investments. Among few is the Nordland Health products. And within it, it has a very systematic and empowered system. It has a system that allows members across the world to explore the possibilities, to see the products, and after seeing the product, to choose among the products that they will prefer and pay for it for their wellness. And the other thing is, if you use this product and you feel like they are good, you can share the benefit to others. So Nordland has a system that allows you to share the benefit to other members, to other people who are in need. But not only that, their treatment, their nutrients, their products can restore your body. And all it does is, it is called regenerative restoration science. It's one of the very latest science I've ever come across in the world, in the entire world. Because look at there are some of the lizards, if you cut their tail, they will regenerate. If you have got a wound, you can easily regenerate, the speed of which differ when you are younger and when you are old. And if you have got some of like cassava leaves, cassava tree, you can cut it and plant and it will regenerate. Some of the fruit, you can cut it and put, it will regenerate. So this is a science which has invested in an entire science of research, and came up with a science called regenerative restoration science, of which it explores the potential of human body cells to regenerate themselves, and the body regenerative science will make you live longer than expected. Because look at the Chinese community. Look at those people. They really live longer compared to most of us. So the Nordland products are looking to address the root cause. They actually remove the root cause. If your body is full of toxins, if your body is contaminated with air pollutions, if your body is contaminated with body stress, if your body has agricultural chemicals, if your body has all these, call it lifestyles, drink excessive drinkings and so forth, use of cosmetics, and so many to mention, or a long-term administration of all these medicines, constipation, or name it. Now, we live in water sources where they are full of pollutions. And we don't, there's agricultural activities taking on these water sources and all this. There's transportation taking place. Say you move from the port in Dar es Salaam, you go to Morogoro, where our water sources in somewhere in Ruvu, in the middle. There's a lot of accident taking place. People are transporting chemicals to Congo, to DRC, Zambia. All these accidents taking place, we are subjected to a lot of contaminations. And the Noland products, they are designed in such a way that they will address, they will do the detoxifications, they will do regenerative, and then finally they will do restorations. And that's, you get three things at one. And the science they use is quite scientific, like they use kind of anions technology. So your body has a lot of positive charges, cations, and so forth. When you embed the anions, like charge, they repel, and like charge, attract, they neutralize. So you balance your body pH. The recovery plan is like that. You could sense from me the last time we had this session, I was a bit older than now. So I'm taking the anti-aging kind of. So Noland just is purely a driver of impact training and systems. So even if you're not a medical doctor, even if you are not a whoever, as long as you use our product, there is no way you are going to keep quiet. I've used Noland product, I can't keep quiet. You have seen me viral on all media, on all newspaper, on all status. And as I share the benefits of this product, a lot of people get to be healed. And because the regenerative technology can take up to 90 days, the Noland have put a system that gives a referral bonuses to allow you buy more product as you continue getting your treatment. So you may end up like me, I just joined with $200, and now my capital has risen up to $300,000 in a span of 6 to 7 months. I've seriously worked for 6 months. That means I've treated over 285 people with an average of $200 to $300, which is very affordable for the African economy country like Tanzania.
Impressive. So what I understand that whatever the person who is in a pain, he comes to you, you will analyze that thing and then give them a right the amount of nutrition which they are expecting, and that's what the results are coming because of that regenerative theory on which the products are being built up.
Noland has an embuilding system, which it has a predefined specifications that if you feel this and that, this is a product. If you feel this and this and this, that's a product. It has a way, it has a huge system, online system. It doesn't require any medical doctor, as I said. It doesn't require anybody to have any medical expertise. I'm a finance, I'm running this show like never been seen before. And the Noland has a training system. The Noland has a website. Noland has a bank of material which says, if you have a root cause of this, if you are subjected to this and this, if you are subjected to raise, you use energy bracelets. If you are subjected to this, so there are product combination for diabetes, for hypertension, for kidney, for what? But if you have more than 3 or 4 symptoms, then do detoxification. Cleanse your body first. And then you cleanse your body and then start using the nutrients. So in Noland, we have medical equipment. We have machines that can detect any abnormalities into your body. We have devices, like you can see I've weared a device here on my hand. It's called electromagnetic bracelets to extract all the radiations, to extract all the rays that comes from the mobile phones. come from the Wi-Fi, comes from the satellites, comes from all these X-rays and so forth and so forth. So it has an embedded system that is a plug and play. When someone comes, I have got this, there's a machine you can analyze. They are medical doctors, you can consult them. Noland has a wide range of training. It can train you from zero to certification to any. Remember, Noland has universities. Noland has research institutions. It has got laboratories. Noland has got their own hospitals. Noland have got their samples being taken to space station for mutational factors and testing and returned back and analyzed, and they've got a HANA certificate on space. They call it space HANA certificate. So yes, so it's a comprehensive, it's one of the major investment they've done in China, and I've sent the authority in Tanzania, Tanzania Bureau of Standard, to go and inspect the factory. They are quite impressed with the investment they've made there in Noland. So to answer in a very simple summary, I don't need to analyze, though I have got the equipment, and that's why I did a certificate in Chinese natural medicines to have an overview. I wanted to go deeper, but a normal person can just prescribe. If there's a prescription file that shows use this, use this, use this, and use this.
Wow. So it makes it very simple for a common layman person to just
Yes.
use it and get the results at a faster pace. And obviously,
Yes.
they put a lot of work at their R&Ds and the development and analysis at the back end at the main factories.
Exactly.
Impressive.
Yes. There's a lot of investment, and if you look at you know how expensive to keep data is. But you can see in our Noland website, it has massive data storage. All the videos they are there, each product and each symptoms and the science behind it. It's not just buying a product, but you buy a product that you know the science behind that product. And wonderful, but the moment you use that product, the moment you use the transformation that happened to your body, I'm a testimony. From 116 kgs to a well-composed body of my type. People can refer my pictures before and after.
Yeah.
From having a lenses of 1.7 something to this minor lens. The other time we were making calls, I was up to it's completely different. It's completely different. Yeah.
The results are visible, definitely. And so one is the visualization, one is what you experience as an individual, right? So your energy, your mentality, your way of thinking, your looks, personality, everything gets definitely changed. Obviously, that's a compliment. I want to give it to you.
Thank you.
So I'm just saying you are coming back, but you are now coming back as a different person, right? More energetic and more open-minded with a lot of ideas and a lot of execution in place.
I'm telling you, every day when I wake up in the morning, I feel like why I was spending too much time in the boardroom. Why? But nothing to regret. But I'm telling you, the level of creativity that I do possess and the level of technology that I see in this company is just a click of a button. It gives me an inspiration that, okay, wow, this is the company I've been looking for.
No, it's a very, very important message. And specifically, the first thing is change yourself, and then you get a chance to change others, right? You don't go with outside in, you have to go from inside out.
Yes, sure.
And when I talk about Nordland for Tanzania or the Tanzanians, how do you think and why you think it's a game changer for Tanzanians? Because the development is happening in one part of the world, China. Now the consumer is, in your case, it's the Tanzanians, right? So how you think it's a game changer?
Well, this Noland is a game changer for Tanzania, and not only for Tanzania, across Africa, really. Because we have a presence over 50 countries in Africa. We have our presence in over 100 countries all over the world. And it's a game changer. Why? Because Noland does not create dependencies. First, if you are a member of Noland, you are an independent associate of the company.
Okay.
You will never been asked, do this or don't do this. You are an independent associate of the company. Being an employee, being a non-employee, it does not give you any restriction, number one. Number two is a foundation of wealth. If you're not healthy, you cannot create wealth. You remember with all the investment that I used to lose all over the world, I had investment. The first investment I've made over my life is the education. I've done my first degree, I've done my master's, I've done my PhD, first PhD, I started a second, went for second PhD, I've worked in different countries. These are investments that I've made. But now I could not enjoy them because every time I want to deploy my knowledge, then I've got restrictions because I've got health factors, right? Now, believe me, many African homes, in many African homes, 75% of the people are sick. Not even a single ill person. You may find 2, 3, 4. But now Noland is building a bridge of helping people to heal. It heals their potential, and once they are healed, it gives them their potential to generate income. And not only income, it's a sustainable income. Because look at the conventional medicines. Someone comes, buy Panadol and leave. It doesn't get any bonuses, it doesn't get anything. But in Noland, if you buy a toothpaste worth $5, you get 20% of the price. If you buy a product that is going to eliminate H. pylori, which it does, you get 20%. But if you bring someone and join and buy product worth from $200, he become a member. Once he is a member, is entitled to 9 different bonuses. I can't even mention all these bonuses, all these factors, because it will be a waste of time. But if you are able to go to a hospital that is giving you a medicine, at the same time, it gives you a privilege to have money that can help you to buy medicine tomorrow, that is just a social welfare matter. It's just, that's my motion. Remember, I told you I've got my NGO, which says Light for Men. But now I'm transitioning from finance to grassroots engagement. And I came up with all these challenges. There was a lot of uncertainties. You create a lot of skepticism at your family level. You get a lot of pushback. Your kids are struggling. You need to pay for school fees, and then you are sick. And you know, these companies, the moment you are sick, tomorrow they tell, bring ED, bring that, prove that you are sick, do this and do this. But now you get to a company whereby since November last year, I don't know even a single Panadol. Since November last year, I've never been to the hospital. But I was in a company that was a very good insurance. But the best insurance I can tell you in Noland is to eliminate the root cause. So I with my son and my daughters, we do this. You have seen contents created by my kids because they are part of the process. I cannot employ them at my work. If I buy anything from the supermarket and take it home, my kids will not get 20% or 10%. But if I buy the toothpaste from Noland, they get 20%. That means $1,000 worth product, they were going to get 200. And this pays for their school fees. And if they're able to create content, I'm just giving you my family example. If they're able to create content and sell pudding tea and all this product to the neighbors, and they are worth product, they still get some bonus. So just from my example as a family, I will leave a lot of legacy, right? Nobody in this Tanzania, nobody, if you've been struggling with your parents, suffering from leukemia, suffering from diabetes, suffering from this, and all of a sudden you are able to see your mom, your dad are walking, they're going to church, they're going for prayers, they're going to meet their friends, they're attending some ceremonies. What kind of inspiration is that? So it is really a game changer, and it creates sustainable health mechanism, because it will help you, it will inspire you to invite more people, and these people will invite more people, and these people, they will keep inviting, they will keep the product quality. Otherwise, if the products are not of good quality, they won't invite each other. So the product, now the back, you can look at me before and after, because we had a call sometimes in October. I remember something like that. And now we are 8 months later. I look like a young baby. I've not gone to a salon.
Very well said. And you rightly mentioned one important part, that when you buy something from the shop, it become a transactional, right? But when, because they are not giving back something to you, so it's just a product which is selling. But in your case, you are getting some returns. Let's say in your part you said 20%, and the second thing is you are focusing on removing that particular issue, which is pushing you to buy the products. So that is becoming a recurring, and that become, and you rightly mentioned, it's a family. It's not about a transactional deals.
Yes.
Right. So it makes a very good impact, because that's what the people are looking at, which is something which they can trust, which they can get some benefits, and which can actually solve the problem. People don't like having a medicine, because they want to rid them off, but still that problem is not getting solved. So it's a very now I'm able to understand how this particular movement which you have started is meant for the Tanzania and the other people in Africa.
Yes, it really means for Tanzanians and most of the people in Africa. And I will tell you, Noland has presence all over the world. America, USA, India, all over, Pakistan, or Iran, all over. And over the recent, and that's a call for any Tanzanian. If you have an ability to invest in this, join my movement, get inspired, and support normal Tanzanians. Honestly, the budget I was using for H. pylori for treating my body was not that easy. It wasn't. And you put stress on your side. You can't eat. If you eat this, you are given condition. Full stressed. But now I eat everything because I'm fully restored. My body has been fully restored. I have no restriction. Digestion has gone back to the normal stage. Vitamins are green. I can do a test before and after. I'm at the real testimony. Now, the transitioning from finance to this business is to unlock the potential to generate my sustainable health and sustainable income, and Tanzanian sustainable health and sustainable income, and global sustainability in terms of health and income. My brother, people are suffering from stress morning to evening. People are suffering from air pollution. We are now in a world where forests has no longer values it deserves. There's a lot of conference on global environmental conservation issues. There are a lot of bombing all over the world. There's a lot of mining activities taking place all over. There's a lot of construction. During my age at the time at the village, I could walk some kilometers without seeing a house. But now I go back to the village, everywhere is developed. Everywhere there are equipment. Everywhere there are equipment, electronic gadgets, arrays, and so forth and so forth. But the research that Noland has conducted, I really say thank you to these guys. And before I even forget, Noland does not employ you. Noland gives you an associate, independent associate membership. So I'm the own business. I own my own shares. I own my own business. I'm not employed. Nobody in Noland asked me, where are you? What time are you waking up? Why you are not doing this? No. I have got all the innovation and creativity. Noland gives you a platform to demonstrate. If you are truly saying you are a marketer, then market it. If you are truly saying you are a consumer, then consume it. If you are truly saying you are a developer, then develop your own business. If you are saying, all the models that I used to explain to you, how I do a startup kit, how do I do financing? Imagine from 200 to 300 US dollar in a span of 6 months. That is the energy I have. So I have got a lot of young boys and girls in town in Tanzania, men and women who want to demonstrate their capability. And that's the call I call against, even whether in India, any part of Africa, we are reachable because it's a software. You just log in, you become a member, and then order your product will deliver all over the world. You can be delivered from India, from Japan, or any agent, any source. Noland is global. It's the same standard, same product, same labeling, same brand, maybe changing language. In French, you will find it in French, but you will also see an English translation.
Yep. I can see how deeply you are involved into, and obviously, if you are your first consumer, right? And when you are getting this things getting changed, everything has changed. You get more and more energy, stress. You rightly mentioned. So if these are the areas which has been hammered and which has been given some relaxation, that's how you start building trust. But now coming not from a products perspective, now talking you as an entrepreneur, because now you run a business, as you rightly mentioned. So you also face some of the challenges. The people will not, they don't trust easily, right? And they're still, you are facing these type of hard resistance. So how you are overcoming them, and to continue into that thing, then how, but still, what is your expansion policies?
But I'm telling you, one of the things I've learned in this world is that I now know why there's this high budget in public relationship and advertising all over, with all that artificial intelligence too and the like. And here is the secret. It's not about Noland having products that are working, but we have trained people who never imagined they could lead a team. We have trained people who never imagined that they could make a sale. We have trained people who could never imagine that they can organize community events or lifting up their families. Noland entrepreneurship program that I've launched in Tanzania is going beyond sales. We teach people how to own their entity, who realize their self-potential, build their confidence, shape the future. They no longer feel like job is the only source of income. We have trained people to understand on how to approach others and share the benefits. And with Noland, it's easy. Use the product, share the benefits, and the commission. So money will come. money will come. I've got a friend of mine is a minister of finance in Uganda. This guy inspires me always. He says money will come.
Money will follow you.
Money will follow me because I've trained people. I've shown people that from my own testimony, when I stand and I walk, I started with my own family. My son used to tell me, Baba, you have this big bell. And now after coming from school, he said, Baba, you are young. You look young. When I put these suits and I put this ID, and everyone said, oh, what is this Noland? And I'm on a social media. You know me, I've got a lot of followers. People watch at me. People observe what is happening. And then I bring people in the conference room every Saturday in my office every day. You touch my office, you'll get a Noland training. I do medias on all the major television, on all the mainstreams, on newspaper. I do articles, but most important, I give people the reason to use the product. And the moment they start one, the entire chain keep going. So of the 287 members that I've recruited so far, I don't need to continue recruiting. So my job is to empower them for them to empower others. And that's what I'm saying. We no longer ask people to ask themselves what they depend on with. because the products in Noland create that entrepreneurship programs going beyond the cells. It does it automatically. It's I think these guys, they spend enough time doing a research that if they improve the quality of product, a lot of people will inform each other about those products. And anyone informing anyone, the informer will receive a referral bonuses. And that's how it works. The challenges, I would say, is not to recruit people. The challenge I have is the product logistic. Because I started as an individual, thinking it's just something I'm doing for my body health. And there comes the next day, 10 people, 10 days, 20, and then, so what I'm doing now as a CEO of Noland Tanzania, I'm establishing a value chain that will ensure there's a constant supply of products. And I give a call to any investor who can come and invest. As I invested with $200. You can invest at $8,400. You can invest $20,000 US. You can invest $100,000 US. The market is plenty. But now the Chinese system, as I said, is an independent associate of the company. That means you subscribe, you pay, they deliver. They don't offer credits. Unless you are starting up a business in a full company, in a full country, you pay $100,000 US, then they give you the initial startup kit, which is they will give you product worth $150,000 US. They will add a buffer of $50,000 as a voucher for you, in recognition to what you are at the 20% or something like that. They will put there are some mathematics beyond that.
Yeah.
So the cells are there. And you have been trying to get hold of me. I've been telling you I'm extremely busy because the cells are there. But the logistic, from China to Tanzania, it takes some time. But you can't believe I ship product by air. I do air freights. But come the next month, end of this month, actually in 1 week, I'm going to get a shipment almost that will do an initial big investment that will cut off the product in availability issues. So as soon as I close the cycle of investing in product availability, there's no many major challenges that I see in my own eyes. We are compliant. We have sent a Tanzania National Bureau of Standards to inspect our factory in China. We are addressing all the issues. They are quite happy. So I keep learning and I keep training. It's a continuous building up of a business project.
Impressive. So as you mentioned, the bringing the stuff from the air and then supply demand game. Obviously, this ratio has to be maintained. This ratio, the gap should be very minimal, so that everyone should be kept happy, and obviously the whole business line work in this consumption at the right time. And how you feel about this trend, the giving a trainings? How the training, delivering training, becoming a mentor is how it is close to your heart.
Delivering training.
Delivering training. You are a mentor of many.
That has been my baby. I'm a certified trainer of the trainer with the Kensington College, London Kensington College, where apart from what I used to do for my living, I used to train people in advanced Excel, advanced automation, artificial intelligence, AI those days, the business intelligence. You remember, nowadays they call artificial intelligence, but in 2005 in the UK, 2011, they used called machine learning. They used called business intelligence. We were the very privileged first champions to use the machine learning, where you could pass the invoice and it does scan and select and post directly in the system. I'm also a system developer, and to develop a system, you have to train people on the processes, map all the processes, put the process in place, deliver to them, they sign off. That's when you run the prototype and deliver the UAT. Once they deliver the UAT again, you go back and train them on the system usage. So training has been my baby. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy training. And even now, I'm like training. I feel like I should train you here.
I really love to have your training, definitely.
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, because learning should not stop. And the good and I what I learned here is from my years of experience in delivering the training is more you train, more you give the your session knowledge sessions, more you learn as also as a person.
I will give you a little joke. Yesterday, there was a media, the day before yesterday, there was a media house. And the way I explained it, they quoted me in the entire media, Dr. Benno. You see, they call me doctor because I sound like a doctor because I have trained and overtrained them.
It's interesting. It's interesting, and getting a recognition from some media is not an easy thing. So they are very
Yeah,
tough guys to handle.
yeah, sure.
Uh, uh, if I ask, like, what are the common questions you get in from the students?
Common questions.
Yeah, because everyone has their own doubts, right? So what are maybe a couple of questions which you
Where
want to
did
share?
the first question I get every day, where did you learn about this? That's the first question. Because here, about 90% of my classes, I'm running a training to medical doctors.
Oh, okay.
Because my business strategy is quite sophisticated. I know I'm not a medical doctor, but I have a knowledge of the Chinese natural medicines and the concept of yin and yang. So I bring in all doctors from whether they are government or private. They are the one I show them on how the systems operate and all the philosophy of the Chinese medicine and the vision and mission of Noland. But now in showing whatever I show, sometimes questions comes in and I respond. And majority of them, they are medical. When we deal with these cases, you get used, you are practical. Most of them, they are doing specifications. They are specified to neurosurgeon, whether it's teeth, whether it's eye, whether ENT. They are very specified. But me, I deal with different cases. People come here, some of them don't talk. I put the machines, I run, and I give them the Noland prescription suggestions. They agree, they sign up, and the next day someone walks. So then they come. And they, how do you do it? and another silly question that I usually come is that everyone who comes to my office and after the training they buy products. So and it's unlike others, there are so many distributors. Unlike others, when they go because they don't have that knowledge, they don't have the background in IT. Because me, I combine what I really do. Honestly, I combine all the skills together to even if Noland have prescribed products, bundles, packages for a client, but I have to have a reason why I should do this. And because I'm not fully a doctor, it gives me extra precautions. Again, everything I do, I have to consult. Like I've got a group of consultants. So I will do your checks. I will send it to Uganda. I'll send it to China. I'll send it to Canada. I'll send it to Nigeria. I'll send it to to professional doctors in Tanzania, and they stay like 10 minutes waiting. And then I get the results from all these experts. So I'm doing extra mile to advance. I don't want to make decision that I'm not an expert. If it was a financial model, that could be best. But now I get away from that and I make more of leadership. Because now when I do more of leadership, I'm able to help the medical doctor do his profession more, and I'm there to support the process. The other question that I get is, it's as I said, the product are challenging. And so how do I do to make sure that products are there all the time? While people have been doing this business in different continents, they've been having some challenges. And for me, I use the economic order quantity model, EOQ model. I maintain the minimum stock level. I maintain the reorder level. I maintain all the science on business development and business continuity. and put in more creativity. So if I had all those knowledge to deliver for the company I've worked here on my own business, I deliver 10, 20 times. So I don't have a little thing, everything. And the other last question they keep asking, why am I so strict? Because I'm really very strict. Because I have you trained me on how to do this, and I congratulate you. I've got a calendar, a candy calendar, and I filter people who comes to the business and have this. I need serious people, not just to give them product, but to give them product and training for them to go and deliver. That's what I do.
Wow. So that makes your day very busy, and obviously it push you to move out of the boundaries to become more creative. So all these points that you mentioned, I'm pretty much sure most of the entrepreneurs are missing this type of balance and checks here and there, and that's the reason they are struggling. So it's not only about just the products; it's all about how you make it creative and how you make it easy to digest for any person who is willing to adopt, but they need a right purpose and right direction, which comes through the trainings, through the hand holding. So thank you, Benno, for bringing this thing, because I also spoke with a lot of startup founders, co-founders, even the mid and small size business, and they are actually struggling a lot.
Yes. And just to comment on that, the reason why they are struggling a lot is because, as I mentioned to you, I've been a champion of business startup. Now, business startup is one of the most complex projects I usually plan in advance. And the way I do it, I start with business continuity plan before I start up with business strategic plan. But people tend to have a lot of strategy in place, but they forget to put a business continuity plan. So for me, from day one, when I start up a business, I only run with what if analysis. What if something goes wrong? I don't care the good results, because this is the obvious what I'm looking for. I don't care about things going well, because that's what is expected. It's an obvious output. I care what if something goes wrong. And that's what makes me strong, because I will focus on all the questions. What if I sometimes I go extreme, and a lot of people laugh at me, like I usually teach my people, like, what if I die tomorrow? Will you call me to come and help people or not? So every time when I knock off the office, I said, I may not be in tomorrow. What should be done? And therefore, there is no way a startup failure can take place, because I've factored in all the precautions. What if I am not there? What if things doesn't work? So me, people say, oh, you have so much negativity. It's not negativity. I take all the negative to an extreme end and counter check all the possibilities to remain safe, because the positive outcomes is what is expected. It's an obvious. When you start doing business, you expect profit. It's an obvious. You expect business growth. It's an obvious. You will expect compliance. It's an obvious. But I ask, what if I'm not compliant? I started my business on day one with electronic EFD machine from TRA. And people are asking, oh, why hujauza? You have not sold. You know, in Tanzania, we say hujauza. You have not sold. You have not sold, and you are looking for. I said, but what? What if tomorrow I sell $10,000 and these people need receipts? So that has been useful analysis. What if? What if? What if? What if? Not just expecting results. You will get what you get because of the processes in place. So let's fix the entire business process from the startup, from the beginning. Do it right or not at all. Then everything will flow like that within the shortest period of time. Don't compromise the beginning. You will have a compromise, say a intermediate stage, and you will have a compromise final stage. It's very difficult to eradicate errors. It's very difficult. Yeah.
It's a totally different subject, but it is very important subject for each and every person who is running the show, right? So thanks for bringing this what if factor. Obviously, everyone knows about it, but the problem is how you are considering that factor to move forward and take the next step.
Yes.
So I love
Yeah.
your approach of your BCP approach first, rather than your business strategy, approach should come in the later stage. So it's a reverse engineering which will make your success a foolproof.
Yeah.
So, what is your plans for next couple of years for how you're going to grow the Norland? How your expansion strategies look like?
my plan, my plan for 5 years.
Yeah, a couple of years or 5 years, wherever you want to take forward.
So basically, I have got 3 or 4 sets of plans. Okay? I have a daily plan, a weekly plan, a monthly plan, yearly plan, and a long-range plan. So exactly what we used to do with other companies. So you have, let's say, you have a whole year budget, and then you have 3 plus 9, like 3 months evaluation and 9 months. And then you have 6 plus 6, 6 actual, or 6 forecast. And then you have 3 plus 9, making 12. And then you have a 9 plus 5, 9 plus 3, sorry, to 12. And then you have short, long range plan, 24 months, a 5 years plan. So I have a model that's running the same approach, that I have a model that can predict the results in a week time. And I've got a model that can predict the results. So I start with the daily plan, roll to weekly, then roll to monthly, roll to yearly, and then to 5 years plan. The plan is to reach at least 25% of Tanzanian by end of year 2. So we are focusing on 70 million Tanzania population, but by end of year 2, we are focusing on almost 80, 90, 80 population. But my focus is not just to reach the 25%, is to have each family at least 25% of Tanzanians using one of the products with the brand Noland. Being a toothpaste, because in Noland you have you start with toothpaste, brush your teeth from Noland, have a tea from Noland, Cooling tea. You have coffee from Noland, Concept Coffee, and then you have your daily upkeeping, we call GI, to make nutritions to keep your body. You have spirulina, which you can use as part of replacement of vegetables. And you have so many things, and you wind your day like that. So at least on these daily consumables, and we also have some napkins for the ladies to keep them healthier. We have pantliners to keep women healthier all the time. So my focus is at least 25% on year 2. We should, the entire population with the highest purchasing power of 10% should be able to access Noland product. But that is year 2. Year 1 this year, my focus is to reach almost 20 million Tanzanians who should just be aware, just be aware of Noland presence. And this I've started aggressively on all the social media, aggressively on all the mainstream media, aggressively on all the televisions. Last week, it was all about Noland. Aggressively, I'm sponsoring all the major national events, and I'm going to sponsor a few political parties, especially the main political parties program, and I want my Noland brand to be there present. So if I create an awareness to at least 30% of the entire population, of which I extract the 10% and remain with 20% that's a given market, should be able to consume at least a product. And then the growth, the GDP, the growth rate for Tanzania population is a factor to the growth rate distribution of my own products. So come year 5, I'm projecting to have each region, at least you have 5 shops the minimum 5 stock center offices of my own time. So in 5 years' time, I'm predicting to have a full container ship flowing with Norland product. I don't want to have like sharing, you know, like I should be able to distribute products for the entire country. My job will not be sitting here showing people about Norland. No. So year one is knowledge dissemination, building leaders, and I run TOT every day, remotely and on present, and having a duplication factor and introducing the product. Year two, modeling on financial investments, looking for investors, building more investment portfolio. Year three, establishing a massive supply chain. Year four will be purely learning on how to address issues, establish all the call centers, establish a pool of doctors, flying doctors, whether we are going to have, I'm planning to have a well-coordinated mechanism of reaching Tanzanians, south to east, west to wherever. And then on year five, man will be just sitting, coordinating supply chain. My job will just be China to the port, China to the port, and then dispatching product all over the country. I've learned from the 6-month journey that I've done, I've never passed a day with a decrement factor. It's only the exponential factor. It's not more of linear, it's an exponential, you know. It's not parabolic. It's not a parabolic movement where it goes up and down like waves in the sea. It's just shoop, going up and up and up. And I'm not able to handle. Therefore, I need to establish a system in place to make sure that it can accommodate. Like how the Coca-Cola, like how the Fanta, they do. They've got a well-established system of supply chain distributors and all that.
Impressive. And yeah, exactly. If this generally the what you say, the B2C has a different approach. Yes. And that's what whatever the plans you rightly mentioned, it's actually reaching to the consumer. And now once it reach to the consumer, it will be land and expand. You know, so I totally agree with you. The first year should be the knowledge sharing and some awareness. That is very, very important. I'm pretty much sure these couple of years will be again a lot of learning for you. And yes, during this learning, you will be expanding your team as you move forward.
Yeah.
What message you want to share with the young Tanzanians, who want to transit from their corporate role to start their own ventures? Because you have already walked that path.
Yeah, to young leaders of Africa, to young generation, to young men and women, don't wait for ideal condition. Start with what you have. So I started with $200, as I mentioned, and the $200 has significantly changed my life from a consumer to an investor. I didn't wait to become an investor of $200,000 or $300. I didn't wait to do that. Africa needs leaders. And you don't need to be a political leader. You don't need to be a political leader. You understand? Africa needs leaders, really need leaders. You don't need to be a political leader. And majority of the people, they like being political leaders. Now, if you wait to be a political leader, you will not be a good leader.
Yeah. I can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, so I'm saying Africa needs leaders. Now, there's a different definition of leaders And a majority of people just focus on political leadership. Majority of people focus on political leadership. Congruency. Just 1 second. Okay. So what I was saying is like my message to young generation, to being young men and women, not only young, by the way, we also need to focus to give message even to the people who are not young, but they are employees and they are depending on one source of income. This business that I'm in, it doesn't affect you from being employed because it's about your health. It doesn't affect you from being part of the chain because it's not killing your time. It's just using your health. Once you have, it's just keeping yourself well. And once you have kept yourself well, everyone will be surprised. What have you done? Everyone will be surprised. What have you done? So what I'm trying to say, my message to all young leaders is like, you don't need to be a leader in a political party. Be a leader of a small team that is transforming the life of others. If you can organize 5 people, get lessons from Noland, and help them to live health, your worth will be elevated. Africa need leaders who build from the ground, not from a title. If you can impact one life, it's already a movement. So have a purpose with action and just be a potential. Don't just waste time. Start now, learn fast, and then stay rooted. Have this. If you look at my family, from a very last born of mine, they are doing this. They're explaining what is detoxification. I'm very proud to ask my daughter, what is detoxification? It's a systematic process of removing deposits from our body. There are several categories of people who need systematic detoxification. People with working long hours, people with emotional stress, people with that. When I hear it from my daughter and I use it in social media and it generates reviews, imagine someone of 5 years old, come 10, 15, 20. So as I achieve my 5-year plan, I achieve with my family. This is the only business opportunity that you can bring your mother, your father, your sister, and have a tree, have a leadership structure within you. This is the only business that does not segregate a house, a wife from a father, from a husband. It does not segregate. With a CPA, with a tax job, I only go as an individual. But this is a business that will create a business continuity plan. I invite people to join Noland because once they are part of Noland, the chain will not be broken easily. You won't fall easily. If you have any challenges, your wife will run the business because it's already part of the business. It's already consuming toothpaste at home. It's already using cooling tea. It's already using a chia. It's already using spirulina nutrients. So as I don't know how I can explain this. It's like there's no way you can separate the family from the Noland business. It's impossible. It's completely impossible. These people are used to take you to the hospital every day. And now you are doing it independently. You wake up, you go through everything and you're comfortable. They see you. There's no way they will afford to keep quiet. Neighbors, church leaders, government authorities. And with the Roman Catholic Church, whether you are Muslim or whether you are a Christian, there's that way every day people visit your family. So these people, they were visiting your family and they saw your dad was sick for 5 years. And now they see your dad is running. They will never keep quiet, my dear. It's just
It's a different experience. It's a different
Sure.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I totally agree, and I can see the passion, and the empathy also in your words. Which when you're dealing with a lot of people, during your day, you're finding the same problem which everyone is stuck, and stress is one of the major killing factor nowadays. So these type of products are really a boom, and not only the products, it's basically the person who is enabling them to reach and consume that product, and what this is what the effort you are putting in. And I totally
Yeah.
align with your 5 years plan. I'm pretty much sure this exponential growth, no one has magic ball to find it out, or the crystal ball to find it out how it looks like. But definitely these plans are very much important to reach to that height. And it's just a start, it's just a beginning.
Sure.
Hmm. Right. So, in the interest of time, we have to, I have to stop my questions. I know there are so many things in your mind, in your heart, which you want to speak. But whenever I speak with you, I always reminded with the leadership which you are going through, with whether you are handling the corporate jobs as well as now building your own legacy empire. Your results, your approach is really, really impactful. Thank you for bringing these things and sharing this knowledge with the people who are listening to us, and the professionals who really want to do something, and the entrepreneurs who started something but they're stuck. So this knowledge is very, very important. Any last message
Sure.
which you want to share with us?
I have let me do my I will have my closing remark, my closing thought, which is very simple, and I will invite everyone to understand Africa is not behind. We are just warming up, and every life we touch, every entrepreneur we raise, every mother who regains her health, that's a story worth building a business around. And let's collaborate, let's create solutions, let's rewrite the narrative from aid to action, from illness to income, from potential to power. You see my power, you have
Yeah.
seen my energy, you have seen everything. And I must say thank you for having me back, and to everyone watching us. This journey is the beginning. It's just the beginning. Let's raise together, and I'm sure our journey is going to be much stronger and stronger. And on the very final, I invite everyone to join your value seller talk, because that's what it transformed me. And I must commit. You are the reason for me to transform my journey that fast, because you first realized my potential and you said, are you sure what you're doing, that it's your final 5-year plan when I was employed? And now you see the results. If I were you, I were to celebrate that too much, because I, your value seller trainee, have graduated way before the 5-year plan. It was last year, and my graduation ceremony started this year. Thank you very much, and warm welcome to Tanzania. The next time you come to, you plan to come.
Thank you for all these kind words. And again, I totally align with your words. If you are able to impact a single life, that is going to create a huge impact. And Peliseller is a movement which I started. So thanks for keeping me motivated, because
Yeah.
sometimes we, as an entrepreneur, we both understand, if still no one is clapping or no one is seeing you, you have to perform.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Right. So thank you once again, Benno, for all your insight. And just tell me, if anyone wants to get connected with you, what is the right way?
Thank you very much.
So if someone
God.
wants, if someone wants to get connected with you, what is the right way? How does someone approach you?
Oh, okay. If someone wants to get connected with me, I'm available on all the digital platform, but I've got my contacts. I will ask you to display my contact number, +255 758 880 but also my email, which is benno2002 @gmail.com. But the office, my office is Sinza, is at Sinza Africana. We call it main city of Tanzania is called Dar es Salaam. Of course, not the capital city, the Dar es Salaam. And we are just in the city center. Sinza Africana, it's a very famous place, near Police Mabatini Road, and house number 13. But most important, I'm more than available on all the social medias. They can reach me on my LinkedIn page, which I found you there. And I'm more than happy to interact with them. And I'm more than happy to support them to begin this investment. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Benno, for your kind words and sparing your time. And until next time, this is Deepak Vijay signing off. Thank you.
Thank you. Until next time. Bye.